All right. Today, this is our virtual field trip. So we are Tulsa Public Schools Indian Education, and all of your resource advisors are here. And we're going to do a tour of Supernaws. So this is a store that was developed by this wonderful person here. I'm going to have him introduce himself and tell you why he started this store.
Oh, well, my name is Supernaw, and we started the store in 1969, so that's now about 51, 52 years ago, because we was getting hard to find materials to make dance clothes. We had to drive to Pawnee, 60 miles or so from here, and so we just started out of necessity, and it grew into, at one time we had 4 stores here in Oklahoma, in Anadarko, Tahlequah, Tulsa, and here. Now this is the only one we have, but we have customers in every state, and we're just now launching a website, which I hope will really increase our exposure to the rest of America, but we're pretty well known here in Oklahoma.
Well, we're so thankful that Mr. Supernaw is allowing us to go through the store. Our theme is native dance. So we've been sending out different information, and so we're going to start here. This is the very front of the store, and then right when you walk in, this is where you would be, and then we're going to take you on a tour all the way through. Okay? So you guys ready? Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so just like here's the front door. So right when you walk in, we have this right here, and he even has it labeled. So these are women's chokers, and it shows that these would be for Osage. So you have all different colors. Notice all of the different beads, the way it's put together. So every tribe does their regalia a different way. And we're gonna move over here. Over here on this side, we have shawls. So if you ever go to a powwow, women will wear a shawl for their intertribal dances, and then also you can have a shawl that goes with your regalia. And these shawls that have this type of fringe, this is usually for like intertribal, if you dance cloth. If you do fancy shawl, their fringe looks a little bit different, a little bit brighter. Over here on this side, you'll get in here. So these would drop down on the back of regalia. So these are for Osage. And notice all the different colors, all the different styles. So depending on what color your regalia is, looks like they have different colors for whatever you would need. They even have over here all the contemporary stuff. So these, these are like sweatsuits, hoodies, jackets. But this is the part I'm trying to get to over here. So they have all different ribbon shirts. So they have like simple ones. They have ones with patterns. They have different sizes. So ribbon shirts can be worn with all different types of native dance regalia. And then over here, these are the different skirts that they have as well too. So this particular one, this would be a Seminole style. This has different patchwork and this type of material and things that are put on there. Let's see what else they got over here. Looks like most of these are all the different patchwork type. So this is just the very beginning, the very front of the store. So we're going to turn and we're going to go into the main part of the store. And one of the first things you will see is all the beads. And so depending on what you're doing with the beads, there's different sizes, there's different colors, and you probably don't even realize all the different shades of colors that there are. So if you want green, that looks like there's 10 different shades of green. If you want shiny green, if you want glass beads, if you want pearl beads, if you want neon, they have everything. Even going more behind you, there's even beads right here. These would be different sizes. And you use all these beads for your dance regalia, whatever you need. It looks like they have every size, every color, every type. So you can see why people come from all over different states just to come here and get what they need. Like Coogie said, this is one of the few places where you can get things like this. I guess if you just go online, that'd be your other option. So when you move this way, you have different types of beads now. Looks like they're getting bigger. Looks like they're having different shapes. And then also when you get to this side, these are the types of beads you would use to make a breastplate. I know Osages wear specific types of necklaces. So these beads are a little bit different. You're a customer. All right. So as we're going through the rest of the store, I'm going to introduce some of our other resource advisors. So this is our newest resource advisor. Her name is Brianna, and she actually dances jingle dress. And so I'm going to have her point out some of the things that she would wear in her dance regalia that's out here right now.
So one of the first things I'm going to start with is we have kind of our floral scarves right here. So for me personally, I am more of an old school contemporary jingle dress dancer. So kind of wearing the floral scarves is a way of showing that it's also an old style way of dancing. And so as we continue down on, jingle dress dancers also, we do wear beadwork, so you can see there's a little bit of difference. So we have some that are a little bit more flashy and sparkly, and that's kind of a more contemporary way. And then we have some that are more of just the plain, no shininess, kind of another way to distinguish between an old style dancer and a more contemp. So moving down the line, something else that a jingle dress dancer would also wear is we also wear a lot of jewelry. So here in the jewelry cases we see kind of a lot of beaded earrings and stuff like that. That is something else that a jingle dress dancer would also wear. Alright, and so moving on to this next case. So for me personally, I also do come from the Navajo Nation, and so turquoise is a really big thing for us Navajo people. So for me personally, I do like to wear a lot of the turquoise style jewelry, and so we can see there is a little bit here in the jewelry cases as well. You ready for autumn?
Okay, so I'll go ahead. So another thing that they have a lot of here is they have a lot of moccasins and leggings. And there's even more stuff behind the counter. So maybe if you don't see your size or you don't see your tribe style, they have more behind there. And I did want to point out, because we walked right past it, they do have the cans for stomp dance. Usually you could do turtle shells. I know probably for selling in a commercial store, they'd probably have to just do the cans instead of the shells. But there's a lot of stuff behind there. You can see some belts even hanging back there. Some of them already have the beadwork on it. There's some plain leather belts that you could put your own beadwork on. So there's a lot of stuff behind the counter as well. Let me get over here so we can introduce Otto. Otto Shatters Otto. Alright, so they do have a full mannequin here. So this would be an example of some men's dance regalia. And I'm going to turn it over to another resource advisor. He's going to talk about the other things in the store. So this is Otto, and he does dance. He has his own regalia for powwows, and he's going to talk about some of the other things in the store.
Otto Hamilton here with Tulsa Indian Ed. Our theme this month was dance, and you can't be a dancer without regalia. You can't have regalia without supplies and materials. So we're very fortunate to be in Northeast Oklahoma today, to be at Supernaw's Indian Supply Store. What you see here is a model of a Southern straight dancer. Here you can come and buy beads, belts, and bells. Everything you need to complete your outfit. These things are kind of hard to come by if you don't know where to look for it. So we're very fortunate that Cuggy has a store you can come in and purchase everything. Further down you have more material for shirts and ribbons. Sells buckskin. And one thing Cuggy probably didn't tell you about, he's a silversmith. He does all the silver work himself here. And as you see back here, we have where he sells the broadcloth and the beads and some regalia hanging up on the wall. Regalia is predominantly Osage, since we are in Osage country. They do embroidery here and do ribbon work.
Alright, so over on this side, and it's going to get a little bit narrow, they have ribbons. So this could be used to make, ribbon skirts, ribbon shirts. Otto kind of went into this little hallway. I didn't even know they had this. There's kind of more silky material. It actually is labeled in there. There's some polyester. It just depends on what regalia, dance regalia you're making will determine what kind of material you're going to need. These right here, at Indian Ed, we actually bought out a lot of this. There was more here because we have our Tulsa Native Youth Board. They made their own ribbon skirts, and so we bought a whole bunch of material and our girls got to make their own. There's different types of material this way. This type is kind of thicker. These would be used to make shawls. And there's some more beads. They have beads everywhere, every size, every color, anything that you would need to make whatever it is that you're going to use for your regalia. So as we make it back through here, I was going to show you, let me go ahead, I'm just going to pull one of these out. So the way that beads usually come, this is called a hank of beads. They are tied together, and then you would just take apart one strand to get off whatever you need. But they also, I don't want to get this mixed up, I'm going to move down here. They do have the tubes of beads, which is a little bit different. Sorry, we got customers. And with the tubes of beads, it's not on a string. So these are individually in there, so you could dump them out, use ever what you need, and you could put them back in there. So not only do they have different types of beads, they have them stored different ways. So like Otto and Brianna said, if you need anything for your dance regalia, this is where you want to be. I'm going to have us kind of just do a big pan around. You can kind of see how big it is. Even looking up, you can see more things we probably didn't see when we were walking by earlier. There's breastplates up top, they have blankets, there's purses, there's jackets, there's just so much stuff. There's feathers, there's leather. So anything you need to make anything for native dance regalia, this is where you want to be. Oh, even the fringe to put on your shawl. So honestly, you could spend hours in here, and if you wanted to make your full regalia for whatever you need, you would probably find everything you would really need in here. So this was our virtual field trip for this month. We are going to try to do virtual field trips every month. So when we pick our new theme for next month, so we have April and May. So this was for Native Dance for this month. So check out our Canvas. We are on Canvas now. So look for your Indian Ed Canvas page. We'll have this video on there. We'll have lessons for you to learn about. And behind the camera was Jay Hester and Brett Kuhn. So we're all here to help you. So bye.